Hi guys, this is Jay.
And this is Matt.
We're at our place in the Palm Desert, actually. Doing a little golf behind us. You can see that there. It's
beautiful.
Nice. Unfortunately, I'm not out there golfing today, and fortunately, Matt's not out there golfing today. But, you know, the funny thing about the desert, Matt, is in the desert, you typically are not aware of how unhealthy our bodies are in relation to water and water intake and how hydrated we have to keep ourselves. Now, you become aware of it when you get in the desert, right?
Absolutely.
But normally it's not something that people think about. So today our topic is water. We want to talk about water. Water is one of the key elements when it comes to body balancing and getting your body balanced at weight levels and in a health proportion level with an all natural, simple solution. Well, one of those first keys is water. Tell us about water, Matt. Should we just drink water right out of the tap? Should we just let the kids drink right out of the tap? Put the Kool-Aid in there, just pour it right out of the sink and drink it?
Well, that's what Americans do. You know, they make Kool-Aid out of the tap, and I remember when I was young, my parents did that too. You know what? You never want to drink tap water because it's full of inorganic materials. It's full of chlorine. It's full of fluoride, and it's horrible for the human body. And most people don't know that the water that you shower in every day, it's like drinking 2 quarts of that water.
Wow.
So if you don't have filtered water, you just drink 2 quarts of this horrible, nasty water.
Wow. A filter on your house, you mean? So
Yeah,
that you're just not getting the regular municipal
Right.
water in the shower?
Exactly. Well, you can have a filter, you can get them to put right on your shower, or a whole house filter like I have.
Because the skin is one of your largest organs, and transdermally, which is through the skin, our body absorbs. You know, that's funny.
A sponge.
I remember one time years ago when I was doing some construction, I had a buddy that was spray painting some decks, and we were back, and he was using oil-based stain, and he oversprayed him, sprayed the crap out of himself. The overspray got all over him, and it's oil-based. And he took gasoline or thinner and rubbed it all over his body, and I'm not kidding you, within 2 minutes time he couldn't breathe. Like, I thought we were going to have to call emergency because the body absorbed all that
and you
thinner,
can taste it right in your mouth.
And it went right into his body, started burning him, he couldn't breathe, and it was one of the most powerful things that I saw about what really can happen through your skin and how that actually works. So, okay, showers, that's good. What about drinking?
Well, drinking water, I think the best water is distilled water because it's completely, you know, distilled water is basically burned off condensation. So you know the process of that.
Yeah, distilled water, they'll take distilled and they'll put it into a gas form. So what happens is as the water turns to steam, the steam rises and it's in a gas form, well then obviously it condensates. And as the condensation starts it gets caught on the roof of whatever the distiller is that they're using, the steamer, then that water settles, but it's in the steam transaction where it goes from the water form to the gas form where all the toxins are then eliminated. So that's why distilled water is probably one of the best bets.
Yeah.
Distilled water, then what? Natural spring water?
Yeah, I like natural spring, number 2.
Natural spring water is good, and I like it sometimes where it's sparkling, a little bit crisp.
So you like the gas in the water? They call that gas in Europe.
Yeah.
They always ask you if you want gas or not when you go to work. I said, I don't want gas, then I hope you don't have gas either. If you have gas, get out of here.
It's kind of like when they say football over there, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't mean the same thing as it does here in the States. So water's critical. Well, how much water should you take in every day?
I would say 10 glasses. You know, you always read that 10 seems to be the standard, but there's a little formula that you know about, isn't there?
10 glasses, if it was an 8-ounce glass, would be about 80 ounces. Well, what I tell people is take your body weight divided by 2 and use that in ounces, and that's about your target of what you're going to want to have. So myself, 200 pounds, 100 ounces of water would be where I'd want to try to target as a minimum. And you want to have this water as a minimum every day. So when you're talking about weight loss, for example, or when you're talking about body weight balancing, intake of water, pure, good water into your body is one of the best things you can do to start and lose weight and hit your optimum level of your body weight. What else can you tell us about water, Matt? What about fluoride? What does that do? Or the chlorine? Does the city put stuff in that water?
Well,
what's really in the water?
For one thing, water is designed to hydrate the cells and hydrate the body. We need to have hydrated cells. If you picture a cell like a little bowling ball or whatever, if that cell is not full, it's flat and it's, you know, dying. And there have been studies that have shown if you constantly change the water in a petri dish of cells, they will stay young almost like forever, indefinitely. But if you don't constantly change that water, they'll die. And it's almost the same with the body. But what happens with chlorine in basically the municipal systems? They add chlorine and all these chemicals to basically treat the water. Chlorine, what it does to the human body is after you drink it and it gets into the body, I mean, it's caustic, and what it does to your arterial system, it will scar the inside of your arteries. So what happens when picture your arteries nice and smooth on the inside. Now they got scarred up like with sandpaper.
Oh.
Now you've got cholesterol going through it, and what happens?
Attaches itself to the inside of the arteries.
Right, exactly.
To the scarring.
And then what that starts to accumulate is arterial blockages.
Right.
And then a lot of people don't have the right circulation to their legs and their feet, and they become wheelchair bound. I mean, there's all kinds of negative effects from chlorine. Chlorine is horrible. It was designed to kill living organisms, so we don't drink them. But what are our human bodies? We're made up of billions of living organisms.
Cells.
We're living cells. So why would we drink chlorine? It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
So if a person's in the pool, for example, you're getting chlorine on your body, you need to get that rinsed off.
It's
right?
the same thing swimming in a pool. It's the same thing in a hot tub, and it's the same as sitting in a sauna. In a sauna, you're almost like in a toxic gas chamber.
Talking about a steam room.
Steam room. It's almost like it's like
Don't
a toxic.
talk about that because I like to take
I know you do.
steams.
Well, you start
I'm not going to be able to take a steam.
Well,
after
you're
we're done
dying.
filming
You're
today.
killing yourself because this chlorine and even the fluoride, which we haven't touched on yet, is broken down into this little micro mist, and
Right.
you're inhaling it, and your pores are opening up, so it's going directly into your skin all over as well. So it's almost like a double whammy.
Well, that's not any good news. I don't like to hear that kind of news. Just disregard all that. Steam rooms are good, no matter what.
No, they're
Because
not.
that falls into the relaxation portion of health, which is also critical.
Well,
We'll go there later. Tell me about fluoride.
Well, first you want to talk to your health, wherever you work out at, and say, listen, put a filter on, you cheap son of a gun. But we'll talk about fluoride. They put fluoride in their water, and they first started this in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in I think the 50s. And anyhow, what happens with fluoride? It has a direct effect on the thyroid gland.
Yeah.
And the thyroid gland basically regulates weight fluctuation. And that's why a lot of people just find it so mysterious that no matter what they do, their body shuts down and they just put on all this weight. They don't know what's going on. But here, they're taking a shower in this. They're taking all this fluoride in. They're
It's affecting the thyroid.
Yep, they're drinking it, and they're getting in a lot of other ways too. There was a study done in Canada, a 30-year study with two different towns. One of them used fluoride, and one of them did not. And the one that did not had less cavities than the other one.
Really?
And the one that had fluoride had all kinds of bone modalities and some other negative effects as well.
Really?
And it's in my book, so it's, you don't get that in distilled water, and you don't get it in spring water. So that's what you want to do.
So water. Water is the key. It's number one for getting your body prepared to balance weight properly, and to also it's a critical portion of your health. If you're going to live healthy, detoxification is critical. Well, water helps in that process. Also, water is a tremendous diuretic. So that would make sense then. Let's say a person is dehydrated, right? Or they're drinking or smoking or something like that really dehydrates your body. And then you can see then the effects of it. Probably has something to do with early aging, signs of aging too. People that don't get enough water.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, for one thing, smoking is the worst thing a person can do for themselves, because when you smoke, it takes oxygen from the blood and it robs the vitamins from your blood. It's horrible, horrible, horrible smoking is. But anytime you deplete yourself of moisture in your body, you'll see it in your skin.
Hydration.
It's accelerated aging.
So one of the keys then for anti-aging also to look younger and feel younger would also be more water.
Plenty of water. You can tell people that drink water. Now, when I travel out west places, I can see people, they look less hydrated because of the climate.
Leathery.
Yeah, leathery. Their skin
Right.
gets really beat up. And when you're out here, you should make it a daily part of your regime to put on an SPF of 15 every time you walk out the door, because your ears will get parched, your face will, and as you can see, my lips got parched when I was out here today, and they're kind of swollen up.
Got sunburn.
Yeah, they got burned up and they swelled up like Daffy Duck.
It's good to be in the desert though.
But it's gorgeous in the desert.
It's good to be in the desert. Well, gang, our time is up for today. Water. Make that an everyday conscious effort to drink more water.
Yep.
If you think you've had enough, drink another glass. Can't get too much water.
And put a little lemon in it because that'll spice it up and make it taste good, and
Yeah, a
also
little
help you
fresh
cleanse you
lemon.
out.
Absolutely. Till next time, this is Jay.
And I'm Matt.
Take care and have a good one.
Bye bye.